Tacoma vs Hilux. Which truck is tougher? Two trucks, two continents, two completely different definitions of tough. One rules America's back roads, deserts, and rock trails, trusted by overlanders who bet their lives on it. The other has survived wars, famines, volcanic wastelands, and terrain that swallows lesser vehicles whole. Both wear the same badge. Both claim to be unbreakable. But strip away the marketing, and only one question matters. When everything goes wrong, which one actually gets you home? By the end of this video, you'll know the answer. And it might not be the one you expect. If you're into truck documentaries like this, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Because this isn't just a comparison, it's a 6-round championship fight, plus one test no laboratory could ever recreate. Let's start the scoreboard at 0. Round 1, Origins. Every legend starts somewhere, and these two couldn't have started more differently. The Tacoma arrived in 1995, built for a very specific mission: give the American driver a truck capable enough for the trail, but comfortable enough for the daily commute. The Hilux got there first, way first. Debuting in 1968, it wasn't designed for comfort at all. It was designed for survival, for farmers in the Australian outback, for aid workers in sub-Saharan Africa, for drivers on roads that barely deserve the name. Here's what most people don't realize. Toyota didn't create two competing trucks by accident. They engineered two completely different survival tools for two completely different worlds. With almost 3 decades of extra field experience, hardship, and reputation behind it, the first round has a clear winner. Round winner, Hilux. Score, Hilux 1, Tacoma 0. But age isn't the same as toughness, and the next round is where things get personal. Round 2, built for different worlds. Imagine two trucks built by the same company for two planets that couldn't be more different. In North America, the Tacoma fights in a brutal, sophisticated market. Buyers want technology, comfort, and confident handling, without giving up real off-road capability. The Hilux, sold in more than 180 countries, faces a different enemy entirely. In the Middle East, across Africa, through South America and the Australian bush, it isn't a lifestyle choice. It's infrastructure. Militaries depend on it. Aid convoys depend on it. Mining operations depend on it, because out there, a broken-down truck isn't an inconvenience. It's a crisis. Neither truck is objectively more correct here. They're simply engineered for different missions, different customers, different survival stakes. Round result, tie. Score, Hilux 1, Tacoma 0. The gap is still open, and round 3 is where the real fight begins. Round 3, the toughness test. Both trucks use reinforced ladder frame construction, but they're tuned for entirely different battles. The Tacoma's suspension is dialed in for high-speed desert running and technical rock crawling. Think Baja, think Moab, launching over whoops at 60 miles an hour. The Hilux takes the opposite approach, favoring a setup built to absorb thousands of miles of punishing, unpaved roads without complaint, day after day, year after year. Ground clearance is close between them, and both offer serious off-road packages with skid plates and raised suspension for real terrain. But here's what most people don't know. Payload and towing tell a hidden story. International Hilux configurations are often engineered as commercial workhorses first, hauling heavier working loads across markets where trucks are tools, not toys. The Tacoma answers back with strong towing numbers built for a different customer: boats, trailers, weekend campers. And when you check long-term reliability data, both trucks post exceptional numbers. Neither one is fragile. Round result, tie. Score, Hilux 1, Tacoma 0. So if they're both this dependable, why does one have a reputation bordering on mythology? That answer isn't in the spec sheet. It's in the field. Round 4, real-world abuse. Numbers only tell half the story. The real proof comes from what these trucks survive when no one's watching. Picture this. A British television crew drives an old diesel Hilux into the ocean, sets it on fire, and drops it from a building slated for demolition. Then they turn the key. It starts. In Iceland, expedition teams have pushed modified Hilux trucks across glaciers and volcanic terrain that would strand almost anything else on Earth. In conflict zones and disaster relief operations worldwide, it has become the default vehicle for organizations that simply cannot afford a breakdown. Now picture the Tacoma's world. Overlanders crossing the entire length of the Pan-American Highway with minimal modification. Off-road racers proving its durability in the Baja 1000, one of the most punishing endurance races on the planet. Farmers, contractors, and weekend adventurers across North America putting hundreds of thousands of miles on it without a second thought. Most buyers completely overlook this. Both trucks were engineered to answer the exact same question. What happens when nothing goes right? They just answer it in different languages, on different continents. Round result, tie. Score, Hilux 1, Tacoma 0. At this point, one truck has the advantage, but not for long, because a truck can endure incredible punishment and still fail you hundreds of miles from civilization if what's under the hood gives up first. So let's lift the hood. Round 5. Engines and performance. Under the hood, the story shifts completely. The Tacoma has leaned on gasoline V6 power for most of its life, prioritizing smooth, responsive performance closer to a daily use SUV, with newer generations adding turbocharged, four-cylinder options for efficiency. The Hilux plays a different game entirely, built around proven turbo diesel engines across most global markets. Diesel isn't just about fuel economy out there, it's about torque. The kind of low-end pulling power you need when you're hauling emergency supplies across unpaved terrain for hundreds of miles without a fuel station in sight. This single detail changes the entire comparison for global buyers. In remote regions, the Hilux is often chosen specifically because diesel mechanics and parts are more widely available than for almost any other vehicle on the planet. Meanwhile, the Tacoma leans on Toyota's enormous North American dealer network, making everyday servicing simple and predictable. And here's the hidden advantage that tips this round. Older, mechanically focused Hilux trims are famously simple to repair, sometimes with nothing more than basic tools and pure improvisation. That single trait is exactly why it keeps running in places where more sophisticated vehicles quietly die. Round winner, Hilux. Score, Hilux 2, Tacoma 0. The next round completely changes the score though, because outside the extremes, one of these trucks feels less like a workhorse and more like a modern SUV. Round 6. Interior and ownership experience. Step inside and the gap becomes obvious. The Tacoma is built for the North American daily driver. Comfortable seating, modern infotainment, driver assist safety features, a cabin equally at home on the freeway or the fire road. The Hilux varies wildly by market. Work-focused trims stay simple and utilitarian. But higher trims sold in Europe and Australia now rival modern SUVs in comfort and technology, a side of the Hilux most American viewers never even see. Ownership tells its own story. In North America, the Tacoma holds its resale value better than almost any vehicle on the road, with owners routinely reporting well over 200,000 miles on original components. That combination of comfort, technology, and resale strength gives this round to the Tacoma. Round winner, Tacoma. Score, Hilux 2, Tacoma 1. Final round, the verdict. Let's look at the final scoreboard. Hilux 2, Tacoma 1, with 3 rounds tied. The Hilux won on origins, thanks to decades of hardship and global reputation. It won on engines and performance, thanks to diesel torque and legendary repairability. And in our bonus survival scenario, its design philosophy shone even brighter. The Tacoma won on interior comfort and ownership experience, backed by strong resale value and a driving experience built for everyday life. Toughness, real-world abuse, and the fundamental engineering approach to different markets all ended in a tie, because both trucks, in their own environments, are exceptional. So here's the truth the scoreboard alone can't tell you. If tougher means surviving the harshest, most unpredictable conditions on Earth, war zones, deserts, disaster relief missions where failure means catastrophe, the Hilux has built a legacy that's genuinely hard to match. If tougher means daily comfort, modern technology, and confident performance on American roads and trails, the Tacoma is the smarter, more livable choice. For extreme off-roading and overlanding across North and South America, the Tacoma's racing pedigree and aftermarket support give it the edge. For long-term value in regions where infrastructure simply cannot be trusted, the Hilux remains close to unbeatable. There is no single universal winner here, because these two trucks were never really competing against each other. They were built to solve two completely different problems, for two completely different worlds. The real winner depends entirely on one thing: what you're asking your truck to survive. End. So now it's your turn. Which one would you choose, and why? Drop your answer in the comments. Team Tacoma, built for adventure and daily comfort? Or Team Hilux, forged for pure, uncompromising survival? If this documentary earned your respect, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell, because next time we're putting two more legendary trucks head to head, and this next battle might be even closer than this one.